And the LILIES Quietus of the Night is a very interesting and visually stunning Metroidvania with really fun combat mechanics and a great presentation, but it hasn't the most creative level design. It's a Souls-like, but without any penalties for dying, so the difficulty is pretty fair, I would say, even when a few bosses have giant health bars or are just really tanky. This game is heavily focused on combat and less on the platforming. So if you are looking for a fast-paced Metroidvania with really fun movement-based abilities, then I'm afraid you won't be satisfied. The abilities you will get are a bit basic, but they work fine and they are a welcome addition to the exploration and the backtracking in this game. You play as Lily, an amnesiac girl who embarks on a journey to restore this broken kingdom to its former glory. But a sudden rainfall has transformed almost every living thing in undead monsters, known as the Blighted. Some of these undead monsters will join you after you have defeated them. And with their powers, you will be able to protect yourself against other Blighted and survive this journey. The thing I like the most about this game were all the different powers or combat moves you can unlock after defeating some specific enemies and bosses. Not every move was as useful or as powerful as the other, but I really enjoyed trying them all out and find the ones that suited my playstyle the best. It definitely added a lot more depth to this game, and I'm glad it did, because the level design is really not that special. It's a lot of basic platforming, and only sometimes you will come across moving platforms or a few underwater sections. The combat is where this game shines though, and it made my whole playthrough very memorable and enjoyable. There aren't many games I 100% instantly, but with this game I did. And besides some tiny frustrating moments, I had a blast. All these different optional combat moves give you so much freedom in finding your favorite playstyle, and finding or unlocking a new one was always so exciting, even when they were a bit disappointing in the end. I have switched a lot between different combat styles during my playthrough, because some areas or some boss fights required a bit of strategy and you couldn't just brute force your way through them. I also really enjoyed and appreciated the overall presentation of this game. When you have the option to fast travel really early in the game already, I instantly start smiling, and my smile becomes even bigger when the world is so beautifully crafted and full of details. The design of the map is also so simple but very effective, and this is all I want in a Metroidvania. When a room is blue on your map, it means there are still secrets left for you to find. When it's orange, you know you have found everything, and red dots indicate all the different exits there are. So this is really great for backtracking or just keeping track of everything in general. I love this map design, and even though it's not really that visually appealing, I really hope upcoming Metroidvanias will copy this design. I also would like to mention that I loved the soundtrack. And all the environmental sounds and other sound effects were amazing. For a game with 3 different endings, I really think it has the perfect length. It can take some time to find everything in late game areas, especially because of the insane amount of damage some enemies can deal to you, so you are probably going to die a lot in the process. But it's not too stressful, because you don't lose anything when you die. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely not an easy game, because some bosses are insanely tanky, and it can take like an eternity to beat them, but I don't feel like it's an unfair game. You have a lot of different attacks, and some of them are safer to use than others, but they aren't as powerful, so it's up to you to find the right strategy against them, and to analyze their attacks carefully. It can be a bit time consuming for sure, but you get such a great feeling of satisfaction when you are finally able to beat them and unlock one of their attacks. So in general, Ender LILIES Quietus of the Nights is a Metroidvania I would highly recommend, even when the level design is a bit basic and some bosses are giant damage sponges. The combat and just the overall presentation is amazing. Sometimes you just know a game is going to be good after just playing it for only 5 minutes. You can see a lot of care and effort went into the creation of this game, and that is always something I will appreciate about great indie games. If you haven't already, give this game a try if you love challenging Metroidvania games, and hopefully you will have a very memorable experience. When it becomes too hard, don't forget that backtracking is always an option, and I can guarantee you, you will find a few secret items that will make this game much easier. So be ready to uncover the mysteries in this fallen kingdom, and with the aid of cursed knights, find beauty in this world full of despair.